Hi everyone, and welcome to another episode of cryptocurrency arbitrage trading. Please give me thumbs up and have a look at the links in the description below, which will save you some money. I have unfortunately lost footage from the last video, so I'll just walk you through what happened. The last video was around the 24th of May, and lured with the very attractive funding on the XBT USD swap, I have gone YOLO long 200k, and because I was already slightly over leveraged on the other contracts, I couldn't allow this to run without the stops, so I did set a stop, and this stop was supposed to trigger. So this is my buy, yes, and then I had a few triggers. So stop limits, as the price was going down, the automatic stops were populating the order book with the stop limits orders. And it was cancelled already. Open sell orders, yes. So the stops were submitting 200k sells as they triggered at 8.7k, but obviously nobody was buying, and then the price went down and down and down, and the stops were submitted lower and lower and lower. So as the price went down from 13, 11, 8, 5, the stops were moving from 13 to 11 to 8 to 5, and this didn't resolve all of this. So there was another trigger at 8,700, and unfortunately the fill was not at 8.7k, but because the order book is so illiquid, the fill price was 8.6k, and some orders got filled at 8.5k. so this is my market stop limit. This is actually the first time I've done this sort of a gamble on 200k on the or on any amount actually on this testnet account, and some of this filled at 8.5k, like 8,525. so that did kind of result in a little bit of a loss. I think we've lost like 1 or 2 testnet bitcoins on that, yeah, more or less. Anyway, but then the ETH USD finally, the swap developed the premium, and the premium was very attractive, and that was here, and I was hoping to just close some of the positions and take advantage of this positive funding, which was really awesome here. I was hoping just to have this long future and short swap, but it didn't work. I have closed my Bitcoin 1 and Bitcoin Yen swap shorts, and I was hoping to close this, but it didn't close, so I've submitted it all here, but it didn't fill. So we are left pretty much YOLO long XBT USD, which I'm comfortable with. This is my real life kind of thoughts that will continue going up, but we're not here to gamble or execute on these thoughts. So unfortunately, after I have committed to going short XBT USD to capture this funding, some funny guy just came and sold loads of these ETH USD swaps, and it's trading at a massive discount, and the shorting opportunity turned into the longing opportunity. So I have closed the Bitcoin 1, Bitcoin Yen swaps, and now I think the move, so because this contract is well priced, well, like more or less, I think it's slightly underpriced, but let's leave it like that, and there is loads of liquidity. I was hoping to actually push this contract up. I am the only buyer. I was hoping to push this contract up. Oh, there's actually way more liquidity now on this future. Anyway, I was hoping to push it up and then have it liquidated or sold or ADL'd or whatever. This didn't happen. There is plenty of liquidity in the hands of the market maker there. So because this is not happening, because I'm not taking advantage of of getting this contract mispriced and then closing at the mispriced levels, we can exit this, and the main goal will be just to take advantage of the ETH USD swap. And another reason for me closing all that and reshuffling was that this position has made 16 bitcoins, and it's locking this 16 bitcoins as unrealized P&L. And that's no good because the amount of Bitcoin that I have available to fiddle with is only 4 XBT. It was down to 1 XBT. So I have to do something to close this position and, well, at least part of it, to free up some of the margin to continue operations. So what do we do? The main opportunity is to go long ETH USD swap. Is there an opportunity to go long this swap? Yeah, but it's not as pronounced. So we go long this, so we'll have to short this. So I have to close this position. So what do? We long ETH USD and then we short somewhere. Do we short the future? Or do we short Bitcoin on the future and then go around hedging XBT ETH exposure? Is there a way to short a future? Not really. This is not trading at a massive premium. This is not trading at a massive premium. So the move is actually to close this and go negative. So turn around and do a crazy Ivan. Let's stop here. And we're back. So let's close this position. Maybe we'll go just a little bit smaller, 20k. So reduce only and post only to start with, and then we'll just go reverse. Nope. Oh, yep, we are selling. No, these are just tiny amounts. We'll have to just bomb it. Do we just do this instantly? Sometimes it is advantages. If you decide that you are a maker, there is no opportunity for you to be a sorry, if you decide you are a taker, that there's no opportunity to be a maker on your size, it sometimes pays to just do everything rapidly before the bots kind of regroup, reshuffle, and people finish hedging. So I think that's what we'll do here. I will just do the market trades. So let's get on with it. So completely closing this, and then we'll have to close that. Yeah, there is no benefit for us to have this position. So while we are fiddling with the other contract, we can try to have this closed. Okay. So nobody is bombing us, and that's okay. Fingers crossed for that. Perpetual, we're not touching. That's the one. Now how short do we go on this one? Let's do the liquidity check on the swap. I think the swap will have to just clear in one order to make sure that nobody front runs us, because there will be some bots which will just take advantage of the price changing, and they may front run us a little bit, like, oh, there's plenty of liquidity, we can just go 1 million contracts long. 1 million is probably too much. This is $500,000, and that's already $1.2 million. When we change that to Bitcoin, it's 130 Bitcoin. We have 37, so I think $500,000 is a decent volume, decent amount. So let's do that. Oh, they are giving us some fills, which is awesome. Okay, fine. Just as I thought. 237. Yeah, the market makers are just shuffling. Where did we get a fill? Yeah. You see, so these market makers are pretty clever. So we need to do it a little bit slower. I think he will just resurface these 20k orders and we just have to sell into them. So let's wait, let's see whether it does that again. No. No. He didn't resubmit that. I'm hoping for this market maker to keep the price as it was. But he is not of the... Oh, that's good, that's good. So we need these orders to reappear. It's still taking ages, but hey, you have to do all this legwork to get a good price. You can close this, close that. The strategy actually may be to just watch and wait. That's a good chunk of liquidity. Fine, I will pause here and come back in a moment. So we have traveled in time a little bit. I have managed to get fills for this contract, probably because ETH was going up, so it went up $1. So this market maker was keen to buy into my asks, which is great. So we have closed that. We are kind of running out of margin, but that's okay. It's because the risk limits are pretty high. We'll shrink some of the positions afterwards. So at the moment the goal is just to open a short here. Can get rid of this order and see at what price this market maker is comfortable market buying into us. Nope, not here. How about here? Not here. So our risk limit for this one is 300 Bitcoin, and I don't really understand why I cannot reduce it. I can reduce it a little bit. Anyway, it must have to do something with the realized P&L. I don't think that this position has closed completely. So I think the reason why there is still margin held up in this position is that I didn't tick reduce only and only close it, but I went straight from the long into the short. So that's not great. But when we reduce the risk limits and when we bomb ETH USD with market buys, we'll instantly get funds in our wallet. So by buying this at a mispriced levels will be good. Okay, so we need to go. I mean, maintenance margin at 5%, that's bonkers. I'm not very comfortable with that, but hey. The good thing is that liquidation here is at $286 per ETH. We can change the order price here. So let's just keep walking down until he starts market buying into us. Meanwhile, since we have gone 120,000 contracts here. Oh, actually, it looks like that entity is hedging. Let's close these orders. They are just unnecessarily taking margin. So someone is hedging actually their exposure. Okay, so let's make a big buy up to here. Hoping for some market maker to post some stuff. No. And this position is instantly 5 Bitcoin in profit. So I think we could have done better if we did this before closing that. Anyway, I couldn't have known that these BitMEX testnet entities are hedging as well. Okay, so how do we stand with our positions? Long ETH USD, how many? Yeah, we have good amount of available balance, so we're not getting liquidated anytime soon. This is slowly getting closed. So now we need to short ETH USD future, and we need to get rid of this future. So let's see, how do we stand with Ethereum XBT? It's this one. God, the price is just running away from us. That's never a good sign. Okay, so at the moment we are pretty long Ethereum. Oh, that's not great. Ooh, okay. I think I was getting a fill, but no, they just shifted their orders in the order book. So this is all pretty boring, but it's just the nitty-gritty of having these positions shifted at the best possible price, taking advantage of whatever the market maker is offering. Let's just go for smaller orders and just walk down and see whether we get a fill at some point. Nothing. Still nothing. These market makers actually sometimes, oh, okay, so they are happy with buying up to this level. Okay, so we just go with exposure on ETH future up to this level, so that it's a long swap, short futures. This future will just leave some resting orders in the order book. I don't think that ETH XBT will just keep moving like it has been moving over the past days. So I mean, at some point there needs to be a pullback, and on this pullback we'll close our position. So let's make sure that even a small pullback is a relief. Okay, something got filled. Yeah, we got filled here. So we're slowly getting there. And I think our wallet balance is actually liking the whole process, mainly because of the 5 XBT gain, because of the mispriced swap on ETH. So I would expect us to be 5 Bitcoin plus. Yeah, so we are at 40 BTC, so that's 40,000%. 40? No, 4,000. Okay. It took for this market maker a moment to just buy into these orders. Similar thing actually happens on Deribit. The market maker just waits. Maybe it's waiting for a discretionary decision of a trader, just like they do in Alameda Research, which is run by Sam Bankman-Fried. Maybe we can just increase the size here. We don't need too much more. Maybe if this position closes and we get some more margin freed up, because 5 margin is being locked here. So maybe in that circumstances we'll be able to leverage up here. Yeah, 60k appearing here. That's all good. But I don't want to overdo this swap because I still want to capture all this super sweet funding. So if I overdo the size on this contract, then I will not get the funding. Ah, good stuff. So waiting is profitable. Actually, not much more to go. So the liquidation for this short is at 240. What? That's actually uncomfortable. There is a realized P&L. How are we going to be liquidated with such a good realized P&L? Do we need to wait for settlement tomorrow morning? This is hard stuff. I think that this is incorrect. So this must take into consideration. Maybe let's just cancel all the orders, because some orders might be messing. Maybe that is these orders. XBTU. Ooh, something happened. Now we have 16 Bitcoin. Okay, so it was these massive orders which were taking up margin. XBTU, this will leave in the order book. Going back to where we were. Fine, now we have 15 Bitcoin of margin. We have matching sizes of the positions. I think we can lever up. We just made 5 Bitcoin, remember? And we'll be making a lot on the funding. Do we just buy into this? It's so tempting. It's still a really, really good price. How many Bitcoins is that? That's the 100 Bitcoins. That's irresponsible. At the moment, where do our liquidation prices sit? 277. Unlikely to hit that within the next few days. I think after the settlement tomorrow morning, we'll have a little bit more margin available to us. That's my guess. This takes 5 Bitcoin margin. This will be gone hopefully soon, unless ETH versus BTC just departs and absolutely murders us on this position. This is getting some really nice funding. The next funding will give us 1 Bitcoin. That's good. That is really good. Do we just take advantage of that? That's another 100 BTC. I mean, they want to sell them, so let's buy them. How about 50 BTC to start with? And then the order of a size of 50 Bitcoin, like, well, actually our order, yeah, 40 is the number. that will be good. Let's start with post only. Any takers? So we can continue here. So we are not only making money on the swap, but also we are taking advantage of the decay of the future, because the future is trading at a premium. There is a small premium, but it's still making us money. Oh, okay, that was a mistake. Oh shit. Yeah, if someone is closing this gap, it should be us, not them. And it was someone else. So they bought at, where was our order? 33. Let's check the, oh, actually the order didn't execute, so it will not be in the order history. This will go to 1.6. Yeah, so nobody bought into this position, but the market maker has reshuffled his orders. Fine, let's take the advantage of the opportunity while it lasts. Now we are at 150 Bitcoin. Oh, Bitcoin keeps going up. And Ethereum. Well, Ethereum actually more than Bitcoin. So this position is actually losing us money again. What can you do? So we are at 630,000 on this. So we need to, oh, actually not much more to go. So we're getting more and more desperate with closing this. I expect this, yeah, it went up. Doing this sort of volume on the mainnet would skew the price a little bit. But this is testnet, we're not supposed to skew the prices. It's funny because it actually feels like my orders changed the price, but they didn't because they are too small, and this is testnet. Okay. Some more needs sold on the future. This future. So it's just 60k and we're good, and then we just pray for this to close. We still have 11 BTC available margin in case any position runs into negative balance, but these positions already have so much balance in them. So this has already made 6 Bitcoin profit. This has 16 realized P&L. So the liquidation here is at 270. That is good. Okay, so we're just waiting for last 30k to close and we're finished. So we have purchased some at $233, and the order here is still pretty sweet, so let's just buy into this. Oh, fine, let's just keep the risk limits as they are. And here we go. We actually have a bigger short than we have the long. The risk limit here is at 350. We can finally bring it down. We have 12 bitcoins, liquidation at 270. Let's buy some more. So I don't want to short anything. So we need to buy around 10k more. $648, $656, so around 8k still needs bought. Let's just make some round numbers. It's not that I can't do math, but I just can't be bothered. This way it just looks pretty. Good. A part of me likes sizing positions this way. And we are perfectly even on ETH. Our next funding will be 1 Bitcoin. The funding afterwards will be 1.4 Bitcoin. We're good. We have 10 Bitcoin left, and we just need to get rid of this position, which is very uncomfortable. This position we can just leave, it's too small. So fingers crossed for this to close. But if at any point ETUSD is selling at lower price than this, or if we get some more available balance, I will dive further and leverage up. At the moment we are at 41 BTC. Fine, that was a long and painful video, but we have completed everything. Thank you very much for watching. Please give me a thumbs up, have a look at the links in the description below, subscribe and comment. I actually do answer the comments.